You just take care of yourselves. The hostages will come back. They're all coming back on Monday.
Families of hostages responded with cheers as President Trump said their loved ones would return home by Monday. Israel and Hamas have agreed to a first phase plan centered around the release of hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails and a ceasefire. If this comes through, it's an incredible breakthrough that would have been achieved in this war that has now been going on for 2 years. The hope comes after President Trump pushed forth a 20-point plan that in a way even forced Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to make a few concessions to at least get things started. The exchange is one of the first steps in a truce plan backed by US President Donald Trump. I'm very proud to announce that Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan, Trump said on Truth Social. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon line as the first steps towards a strong, durable and everlasting peace, Trump said as the White House posted creatives like the Peace President and this one. Both Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of the Trump-backed plan, which includes a ceasefire and arrangements for a hostage prisoner swap. This is a milestone, since no previous attempt had pushed beyond declarations into actual implementation. A Hamas source claimed that living hostages would start being released within 72 hours after Israel gives its formal approval to the deal. The group noted that recovering the bodies of deceased captives from Gaza's rubble may take time. How did Israel respond? Officials said they expect to begin releasing hostages on Saturday pending government approval of the deal. The plan also calls for Israeli troops to pull back to an agreed line with mechanisms in place to oversee that withdrawal. Now, one of the proposals envisions establishing a post-war administrative authority for Gaza with international backing. Arab states supporting the deal have made clear that any truce must lead toward Palestinian statehood, something Israeli leaders have rejected in the past. So the question is, who will govern Gaza? It's among the most contentious questions. The international plan suggests that former British Prime Minister Tony Blair might have a role in it. Israel and many Arab states oppose a continuing role for Hamas. Hamas in turn says it would hand over control only to a technocratic government backed by the Palestinian Authority and supported by other Arab and Muslim nations. We spoke of a prisoner swap. What does that entail? Hamas has said it provided authorities with two lists, one of Israeli hostages held in Gaza and another of Palestinian prisoners held by Israel, whom Hamas demands be released. The Palestinian list is believed to include two top political figures, such as Marwan al-Barghouti, a long-time Fatah leader, and Ahmad Sadat, the head of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, both of whom are serving life sentences in Israel. Now, their names had been kept off limits in previous ceasefire talks. Israel insists that Hamas lay down its arms, a demand Hamas so far has rejected, particularly as long as Israeli forces remain in the occupied territory. Other major sticking points include the timeline and the method for Israel's withdrawal and guarantees that the pullback will be complete. Before Trump made the announcement, you would have seen this now viral picture of Secretary of State Marco Rubio whispering in Trump's ear, saying they were close to a deal in Gaza.
I was just given a note by the Secretary of State saying that we're very close to a deal in the Middle East.
And let's not forget that Trump, in a way, forced Netanyahu to dial Qatar after Israel conducted airstrikes near Doha and read out an apology from a prepared statement for violating Qatar's sovereignty. Trump also told Fox News about his conversation with Netanyahu, where he actually told Bibi, Israel cannot fight the world, Bibi. To sum it up, this is a big deal. Israel and Hamas, through mediating states like Qatar and Egypt, with US's involvement, have never come this far to get to a ceasefire and hostage prisoner swap agreement that actually looks possible. And that's saying a lot. There have been temporary ceasefire attempts, but Israel's assault on Gaza has continued and in fact intensified. We don't have all the details of how things will fall into place on the ceasefire. Will aid start pouring into Gaza? Will Israel withdraw and stop bombing Gaza? Will Hamas give up arms? Is Israel on board for a two-state solution? Those are all valid questions where very little detail is available right now. But it's important to acknowledge that getting to this point is the first concrete movement forward in this seemingly endless war. For those in Gaza and for the families of hostages who have waited for more than 2 years, there are tears of joy and hope that this nightmare finally ends. For more such stories, subscribe to SNG News, hit the like button and follow for more news updates.